that. Lorna,
Yes,
it's your 16-year anniversary.
oh my gosh, I must only be 28.
Tracy, 14.
Yes.
20th?
Yeah.
With Keller Williams?
Well, 15 here.
14 to be exact.
Oh.
Youth side 13.
I feel like
Tim
I've been here
Meinelsmith's
forever.
on there with 12 years.
All right,
Yeah, 13 years. All right, my eyes are a little bad. Matthew Lobby at 12. Byron and Tonya Nider. Tonya Nider's at 12. Byron's at 10. Frank Money at 10. And someone below the surface there that I can't see. Who is that? There's more. There's Denise Sabri, and there's Michelle Maslow. There's 6 and 5 years. Chloe Kim's at 5. Margaret, Sade, Joseph, Hope Wilson, and Aubrey Kim. 2 years. Happy anniversary, you guys.
Happy
Thank
anniversary.
you.
Happy to be in business with you all. Also, Red Day, May 9th. We have two events set up. One is at the Alcott Center in Culver City, and the other is at PATH. We're going to be, the Alcott Center, we're going to be putting together welcome packages, right, that we've bought all the ingredients for. We're going to put them together. I think Brandon Miller's going to drop off the bags today sometime. And then at PATH, we're going to be doing several things, prepping for lunch, serving lunch, and also putting together some bookcases. Yeah. So thank you to Tracy and Chuck and Tati, and did I miss anybody who helped kind of arrange those two charitable events? Awesome. We are super excited about both. Tati has I believe she has a sign-up sheet. She'll be passing around a sign-up sheet for us to choose. There's more, probably we're gonna have a smaller group at Alcott because that activity will take little to no time, and we'll have a larger group at.
Can I just say a little bit about the PATH
please.
one? It's PATH in concert with the YWCA.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're doing is kind of honoring them for Mother's Day. So a portion of the residents there are women housed there through YWCA. And so the lunch that will be served for them in honor of Mother's Day. So
Yeah, and PATH stands for People Assisting the Homeless, right?
Yeah.
It started at the Episcopalian Church, I believe, in Westwood. I think the pastor's wife started it in a very small way, and it's blown up. They offer transition. They have a lot of different centers, but they offer transitional housing for homeless for. What's the unhoused, right? For the unhoused, and but they have as does several other organizations. They have in-house support systems, career education, all of the government agencies, and medical attention. All of that is part of their program to get people back in.
Do you know what the times are for this?
Tati, do you know the timing?
There's a slide.
there's another slide.
Sorry. There you go. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, there's the address, and keep going. At 10 to 1 for the YMCA. YWCA, I'm sorry. Young Women's
Christian Association.
And
So it's the YWCA, but it's at a PATH facility? Is that-
it's in conjunction, it's at a YWCA, but it's a PATH organization piece. Somehow they're commingled now, PATH and YWCA?
They have commingled for this.
Just for this event?
Well, no, not for just this event. They have kind of taken over the women's portion of the housing there.
Of the PATH
Yeah.
program?
Oh,
that's
interesting.
cool. Yeah.
Great.
For YWCA.
Right. So that's That's on the east side, sort of in the, Silver Lake area, right?
Where is this?
What are you wearing? Brian has, we have a bunch of t-shirts, red t-shirts that we can provide. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else? Questions? There's a sign up going around. There's also going to be sign up on the website. Urgent call to action.
You
These are
called
two
it.
separate events. Oh, yeah, I did it already, sorry. All right, diversity picnic, our diversity committee, every year does a diversity picnic. It's fun, great food, and did I mention it was fun?
It's fun, and there aren't a lot of details yet, but the reason you guys are gonna keep seeing this slide is last year, we actually had people who told us they didn't know about it. Okay, not possible, but we wanna make sure that you all know about it, that you mark your calendars, that you try to make it. You can bring your family. It's a great
Yes.
time. It's time for us to just celebrate each other
Yep.
and all our differences and enjoy that. So please mark your calendars for June 8th. What time is it? It's gonna be lunch.
11 o'clock.
11.
It's at 11 o'clock. And Christina is heading up a game.
Yeah. The pressure.
So you have to
of a
come,
game.
if for no other reason than to see her
Kick a rock.
facilitate this game.
Kicking a rock, it's down.
Florida created a game too.
Well, we have our
It's-
typical fun game.
Yes,
And now we'll have a
we're
new
gonna do a
fun game.
Korean game.
It's like hacky sack, it's called chegi, but I did it for my kids' school class one year, and they really enjoyed it. They enjoyed making it and then doing it. Not gonna make you make it, I'm just gonna buy it, and you guys can just, but I'll have some prizes to make it interesting.
Yay.
All right,
All
then.
right, we like that.
Thank you, honey.
All
Now
right.
I'm interested.
RSVP on our Eventbrite, that goes out, it's attached to every update, I believe, right?
Yep.
Excellent. Goodbye?
It is a potluck.
It's a potluck.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't have to sign up yet. You can think about what you want to bring. Lots of time to meditate on that.
This is a Kriva event that I will be attending. I'll be attending the mixer, actually. Kriva is the Korean Real Estate Brokers Association for Southern California. Is that close?
Yeah.
All right. It's a great way to meet some local agents and to see who you're going to get your next deal from. But the mixers are great. I know a bunch of people. If you have never attended a Korean culture event, it is different and fun, and there's lots of prizes, and there's usually lots of prizes, right?
They have raffles.
Raffles.
Tons.
Raffles are.
I mean, it's raffle galore. So the raffles are not included, so you have to actually pay for it. I think it's like, what is it, like $20 or $25 per raffle?
Yeah, but you usually get something out of the deal.
I mean, the prizes are definitely much more spectacular than the raffle cost, so it makes it very enticing. So if you're good with, if you're one of those people that win, and
Like Day?
like Day Young Her, let's exclude him from the raffle.
She is so upset.
Hey, you won a good one.
Huh, what?
You won the photo session.
I did. It was, I never win anything, so I did win that. So,
You can't say that anymore.
Yep.
Okay, but we will, if you need any more information, let me know.
So the cost is $20 for members of CREBA. I assume no one's a member here, and then the non-member is $40.
But it's fun and a great networking event. Okay. Homes.com is presenting today at 12:30. I am going to leave most of the explanation up to the presenter, but I saw the owner of Homes.com present at Family Reunion, and he, I got a good vibe from him, and he seems to be wanting to not re-aggregate your work product for a revenue stream for him, right? This is Homes.com does not sell leads. They do have, they have two different programs. It's the basic description, the basic membership and elevated membership. And the elevated membership gives you, exposure, is what it does. Exposure to opportunities. It elevates you on the list. You definitely all of us, well, after today, I encourage all of you to at least register yourself on homes.com as a realtor, connect your MLS, so all of your listings go in there and that you are associated with all of your listings. They don't put any other agent on your listings. You're the only contact information on that page. It's just, where are you on that page, right? So he'll be coming in, homes.com, they own apartments.com, they own LoopNet, they own CoStar, they are the company to watch. They pretty much stated, I know I probably say it in every conversation about homes.com, but the owner and CEO said he really wants to
Killzilla.
dissolve Killzilla. Yeah, Killzilla, which it's not a bad thing. It's really not a bad thing. So that's today at 12:30. I would encourage you all to attend. It shouldn't be that long. Upcoming classes, morning show.
Good morning. Get your booty to the morning show.
The morning show probably needs a theme song.
Yes.
Let's talk to Lou or one of you or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that, right? A little morning show.
Done.
Could not hurt. Could
Done.
not hurt at this point. 9 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday. It is chock full of information, connection, motivation, on and on and on.
It's
I will
every day.
Keep pumping it because it
true.
is a place where productive people live. KW Tech, nurture your database on the 2nd, opportunities overview on the 3rd. What can Slim do or Scott Leroy Marketing do for you on the 6th? New command websites and new paid ads. I pay for you guys to have access to Scott Leroy Marketing, okay? Use it. Christina is clapping because she uses it, right? It's a support system for you guys on the tech side. What have you used it for, Christina?
When you support, I created landing pages.
For your clients.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just, I take a course, like the whole scholar, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yep, and Scott actually answers the emails and calls himself most times.
My social media post yesterday was through the Scott Leroy design that I did.
Excellent. Samantha, are we doing this today in light of the 12:30 class or?
I mean, we can meet for 2 minutes if you want to, sure.
Sure. Play it by ear, all right? Oh, and by the way, all are welcome to this, right? Yeah, sure, it's a mentee meeting, but all are welcome.
There's empty seats up here.
Come on up here.
Why don't you guys come in and,
Fabian,
yeah.
come on.
Christina, thank you.
Cool. Don't be
There's like 1,
bashful.
2, 3, there's another seat here.
Excellent. Okay, Christina, Brokers Caravan. There's been some good properties, guys. We gotta get out there and see the properties, and it'll give you something to talk about. You look for social media content. Anybody and everybody is welcome to come with us. But we have some fun, right?
Joey, I just wanted to add for this because we have a lot of new agents. So for Caravan, we meet here at the office at 10:45 in the morning. We leave by 11 a.m. So if you're not here at 11, feel free to meet us at the first property. In the morning, Tati will send out the route, which is, what properties we're going to in what order. I recommend to bring some snacks for yourself. We are out for 3 hours. Some places will have snacks for some won't.
Yep.
Bring a beverage for yourself. I would request that you don't bring those into a property, that we're going to see. I recommend to wear nice socks. Some properties you have to take your shoes off, or they may have shoe booties to put over. I mean, these are little details, but at the same time, if you don't know it, you don't know it.
Who thinks about it?
And then, you don't have to RSVP, it's just sort of like whoever's here by 11 a.m. will go out. If you're not here, you're not here.
You don't have to drive your own car.
Right, you can drive your own
Jump in
car,
with me
you
or.
can meet us along your
It's
route,
better
you
to
can
go
go
as
to
a
other properties, we just like to go together. And sometimes, depending on how many people we have, sometimes we would like one of you to drive and take some people as well.
Try to consolidate. All right, thank you, Samantha. Flow coaching every Monday and Thursday, 10 a.m. Get your Josh and Paul on. Book club is now over.
No,
It's ready to start.
today, yeah, today's our last day for the last 2 chapters of this book. And
Magic
then,
words.
yeah, and then we'll probably agree on another book for the next following session, which will probably start in 2 weeks from this week.
Do you guys want to share an aha from Magic Words? Purdue, Paya, Christina? Who else was in there?
So this is actually a book that I recommended, and we heard the speaker, the author at Mega Camp last year, and I was really inspired by the theme of the book. And as we're going and progressing through this book, I guess the big ahas is understanding how to word your message to your clients in order to be effective, and how you could say the same thing in 2 different ways and mean completely different. And so the reception that you get and trying to initiate that's the core of this book, and understanding the approach and what you say is going to affect and the result of what you get as well.
What's one thing you'll do differently now that you've read the book?
So one of the things, I mean, it's not even anything major, but it's like when someone comes to you and says, oh, something bad happened to them, right? And to show a little bit of empathy to whoever you're conversing with. And they'll say like, oh, my tire blew out on the way to the meeting. And most cases will say, oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. But that's not really giving them affirmation of what they really said. So what you say is, I'm sorry your tire blew out. That must have been really horrible, awful, that must have been challenging. So you confirm what they actually had said. And that means a lot more to that recipient as opposed to saying, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Platitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter's been working on me kind of doing that for the last 10 years or so. But I don't want to hear a big story about it. Just say, just acknowledge my, where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just reiterating what they had gone through is more
Yeah.
powerful
Well, that's
than
the
saying.
acknowledgement, right?
Yes.
Not just like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Right.
Which is like a kind of a.
And it's funny, it's because since I've learned that, I've actually started practicing that. So when I'm speaking with my clients, they'll say something to me, even in a text, I will say, I'm so sorry that your friend had been diagnosed with cancer. That must be horrible. If there's anything I can do to help support, please let me know. And stuff like that.
Yeah, and the response is different too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm more
Reciprocation.
engaged. They're definitely more engaging, and they're definitely more receptive and more open.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Tech sec. Where's Samantha? Is this you? It's okay. Is this you? Tech templates?
I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I wanted to show you guys, is that on the screen? Excellent. Okay, so there's a lot of templates that we pay extra for Scott Leroy, Mike Lewis Marketing, and there are some on command. I just want to make sure you guys are all aware. So if you go to my.com, mykw.com, this is, one way to enter command. But from this site, if you go to marketing, right here is listing presentations. So if you click on that, it takes a second, but there are some basic listing presentations that you can personalize and customize yourself. You can go through, you can delete pages, add pages, but the initial structure's here. And then on the left, I want you to see also under buyers, there's a buyer presentation. So this is a great way to just get started with like, oh, what should I know for a buyer meeting? What should I know for a seller meeting? It'll just give you, read through these, it'll give you some of the initial information that would be really good to talk about.
And how about that glaring red button up at the top?
Yeah, and you could chat GPT into other things, but yeah, so you've got.
Use ChatGPT to edit.
Yeah, I mean, they have, there is text in them, but absolutely you could chat GPT in there. But yeah, so just know there are all these templates on the side, and listing, there's coming soons, for flyers and postcards and those type of things. Lead generating, you've got just a bunch of, client love, client testimonials, event invitations, I love KW. So there's just a ton of things in here, and I just wanted to make sure that we know what you all have access to already. And
There's
there's a lot.
to digest in there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But play with those templates.
Yeah.
There's also a peer marketplace that you can pull, you pull templates from too, that just goes on.
Well, yeah, and there's Calvary too.
Yeah, it just never stops. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, course services, Andy, how you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing all right. Great. What's that?
I didn't say anything. Did
Oh, I
you?
thought somebody said something. Well, it's Fed Day, and according to the tone of the Fed, they're not going to be lowering rates in May. Potentially not in June either. I mentioned last week, though, that there was an announcement, and they went into further detail today. Actually, the Fed and the Treasury are going to start buying treasuries, which is great because in the last couple of years, they've been doing what's called quantitative tightening. And so now them going back into the market and repurchasing treasuries is a good thing for mortgage rates. So we should hopefully start to see that towards the end of May. I think the projected date was actually May 29th-ish. So we should see some relief in mortgage rates. The other thing too, it's a big week in terms of data. BLS jobs report comes out and so forth. It's really interesting. So, where the Treasury and where the Fed are having a tough time is they've printed too much money, right? They printed too much money. They put too much money in the system during COVID. There were checks going out right and left. Long story short, the government's short on funds, right? And so, which is interesting because if the job market was as strong as they say that it is, there shouldn't really be a tax shortage. So the revenue comes from taxes, right? Income tax and so forth. If the job market was that strong, why are we in such a shortage? And they're spending more than they're bringing in. But anyway, keep your eye on rates towards the end of the month. The buying of treasuries should certainly help. I also wanted to touch on just a couple of things, a couple of products, and I'll send out some marketing flyers on it too. Now with where rates are is a really good time for those potential buyers, especially self-employed buyers that maybe wouldn't have been able to get into the market. Maybe they don't qualify. Maybe they just went self-employed. Maybe they don't even have a year of self-employment under their belt. We have a ton of in-house exclusive products to movement. For instance, we can qualify somebody on just their 1099 without using full tax returns or anything. We can take a 1099 for somebody that is an independent contractor and use that for qualifying. If somebody takes a ton of write-offs on their taxes and it just won't work from a traditional loan standpoint, we can use the 1099, even if they recently switched over. So there's also bank statement loans, et cetera. We have a ton of in-house, what we call non-QM products, which are outside of the box. And comparing them side by side, if you were to go to another lender or another broker or whatever, the upfront cost is far less. And B, our rates are killing it in this non-QM space. So my point is, no conversation is off the table. Even if somebody tells you that they just went self-employed or they had a bad tax filing year, they took a bunch of write-offs or they had to buy a bunch of inventory or whatever the case is, there are products out there. So it's worth a conversation. I'm happy to talk somebody through it. I'm happy to game plan anything you need.
Andy, thank you as usual.
You bet.
I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. We have a lot to talk about today. All right. Thank you, Andy.
You bet.
Mr. Duncan.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Just not a ton of info today. Want to say, in terms of using the tune-ups and or rekeys, make sure you let me know after they have made the claim or the called into the 800 number so that we could just provide a better experience, because sometimes we don't know what they're getting on that end when they call in. The other thing I want to mention is actually Charlotte and I found out together last week that the rekey does not include gates, and it doesn't include other areas. So it's just the main house. It doesn't include a guest house either. So just make sure you let your clients know that if they're going to utilize the rekey, it's just for the main house itself, but up to 6 locks still. So, that's all I got. And, you know, again, as always, if your client does make a claim and you're aware of it, definitely let me know so that we can get my claims concierge, Tanisha, involved. Some of you have spoken with her. I've gotten very positive feedback about her and what she's doing. So, you know, we'll keep that going. So thanks again for everyone's support, and yeah, keep it coming.
Duncan, thank you, sir. All righty, let's see what we got going here for birthdays this week. Russ, how's that working out for you, Russ? Is that today? Friday. All right, happy birthday. Colina Smith, Jeffrey Perlman, David Walker, and Marcello Luisi. All have birthdays this week. Happy birthday to you guys.
Happy birthday.
Yay. I still find it perplexing that it has a video aspect that I cannot access, but it is capper time. And we have there's a 1 and 2 slide. We have, you know, technically we have 3 cappers today, right? And they're all people that I've been in business with for a long time and have a deep affection for. Right? Let's see who's number 1. Number 1 is Big Monaco. I feel like we just had this conversation not that long ago, Pete, and here we are again a year later. Oh, and then this year you just blew through it. All right, Pete. Nothing makes me happier than to see you be successful, right? And you raised the bar for all of us. What's the big takeaway from this year so far?
I have nowhere to go. Wait, let me get up. There you go.
One of those big caps, you know what I'm talking about? Those would be awesome.
He needs a fedora.
What's the big takeaway from this year?
Trisha for 21 years.
21 years.
24 years. Seriously, last year was one of my toughest years in 20 years. And I just really focused on staying busy, staying structured, working on my my networking, prospecting. And I always remember my mentor way back, Natalie Neat, always said, activity breeds activity. And so I really just started reaching out to people, and I don't do that often. You know, you can't wait for the business to come to you. You have to go out there and get the business, especially when it's slow. And so I did.
Even you have to go out there and get it. Right? Even you have to go out there and get it.
Every one of us. And so, and I do it indirectly, but this was direct, and this was really disciplined. You know, I have structure. I'm in the office every day by 9 o'clock. To me, it's a career, it's a job. I could never work out of the house because I'd find a million other things to do. So I need that structure. And just reaching out to people gave me the confidence that I could keep going and get momentum. And sure enough, it turned around. And so these last 4 months I've made more money in these last 4 months than I made all last year. So anyway, just sticking with it. And there'll be ups and downs, there always are. And so just.
Well, the anecdote is, we talked a little bit, and you're like, yeah, I was like, just text 5 people, 10 people a day. And you know, like fast forward a month, he's like, you know, oh, it's been great. It's really easy for me to text. And, you know, I have more coffees and lunches than I've had in, you know, forever. It's just connecting with people. Yeah.
When it comes.
Yeah. Congratulations, Pete. Yeah. If you would stay up for the next capper, right? So, drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Tracy and Lorna. All right.
Yeah, I'll come back. How you doing, sir?
Either of you wearing hats ever?
No.
Okay.
My head's really big.
It's okay. All right. Well, we'll get you maybe.
Super cute.
Somebody take a picture of that.
cute.
We have really big heads,
Okay.
Into the hair.
literally.
So, now that we're past the fashion part of the conversation, what was your, how's this year showing up differently than last year?
Ditto everything that Pete said.
100%. Last year was horrible.
Horrible.
And the first 4 months of this year, almost better than last year. I would also say that it's the communication with people, because a lot of the transactions we had this year were with people we've been talking to for a very long time. And you just have to keep those conversations going. You have to keep yourself on their radar. Don't forget to lose communication just because something's not popping off immediately. Don't put those people to the side. Keep that conversation going. It's been, for all of them, I think.
Lorna's had more breakfasts and lunches and dinners this
Look,
year
this
than
is the price that I paid for this thing.
Yeah, she's been very intentional with that. I've been intentional with honing in on those people that, we've been in conversation with for a while. And we've had somebody this girl's been trying to buy a house since before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it's not because she hadn't gotten into escrow, not to any fault of hers. It just didn't work out. We saw, we'd see tons and tons of properties. The last couple of years, she kind of was like, oh, this is getting exhausting. And then it was just like a month ago or a month and a half ago, I'm like, this is it. We got to get this done. So instead of kind of doing the lazy auto notification, which I was doing, and then, hey, did you see anything? I just had them all come to me, parsed through them, said, go look at these, and she's closing tomorrow. So to me, that was about a lesson for me in being very intentional with every single client and not taking for granted, oh, they're a client, they signed the BRE, now we can just put them in auto notify and see what happens,
You have a client in this market, if you have a client who's willing to act now, then it's negligible to put them on the conveyor belt, right?
Yep.
It's
lazy.
Want to engage with them.
Yeah.
You have to engage with them because there's little product, and to get the product that you want to for them, once they identify it, you have to work for it.
Yeah, and you have to manage their expectations. A lot of them don't know what this market is like. A lot of them are first-time home buyers, even though they might be at a fantastic price point, or they're moving from out of state. And you can't join them in their frustration over not being able to find something, over not being the accepted offer 3, 4, 5 times. You've got to stay up. You've got to stay positive. You've got to keep working with them. It just takes some time.
Yep.
And when they finally find something, it is the right one.
Yep.
And they realize that. They realize the ones they didn't get weren't the right one.
Right.
Yep.
It's a really nice feeling.
I always say yours is out there when my clients are disappointed. And every client has come back to me and said, you know what, you were so right. We were so upset about this. But if that hadn't happened, we wouldn't have this.
Right.
And they're so excited about what they did get. So I always say, don't worry, yours is out there. I promise you. And it's never failed.
So
Look
proud,
at y'all.
proud of all of you. So proud. Amazing. Okay, let's move on to the next part, which this is how people get. This is how people get capped, right? They close deals. Barentine Group closed on Orange. Tracy Pence on 7th. Look at me. Eileen Lanzo on Citrus. Rachel and Tiffany on Bedford. Guinique on Shadowbrook Way. Is that the one she's been working on for 6 months? No. That's not even that one? No. All right, we'll get back to her on that. Also, Bates Hennington on Arden, 126 South Arden. Gina, congratulations on Hawthorne. And Pete, congratulations on Scott. There you go. Some new escrows, they'll be on that first slide soon enough, is Day Park on Medical Center Drive. Day Young Her on New Salem. Sabine Demain on Haskell. Jan Hohenstein on Rinconia. And Vinnie Park on South Muirfield Road. Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Closed leases this, had a run on closed leases this month on Arnaz, on Grand, on Industrial, on Broadway, on Alameda. If you guys have not visited, if you're looking to do business downtown, has created a website that he designed the first version of it, I think probably around 15 years ago, and he just had it redesigned or re-engineered in the last 5 years, and it is a great resource for downtown properties in one place. He has every building downtown, every style, every sale, every lease that you can access, all the amenities, and yeah, it's a database of downtown properties, and the name of it is
oh Lord, I forgot.
Mystery.
no.
But you gotta
But it's
find it.
awesome.
You gotta find it.
What is it?
DXL.
DLX Co. DLXco.com, and it's a great resource for all of you, okay? That he's created for his clients and for realtors to access, because it's all in one place. And that's how he gets this, it's called, he has a micro focus on local, hyper-local, right? So he's hyper-local downtown, he is the guy for downtown, he is a resource people go to for information, and therefore he gets business from it. And so there he goes. New listings. Single family. Tiffany Chanzi, would you like to speak about Claimed?
Very, very cute construction. It's a Spanish home in North Hollywood, right near Toluca Lake. It's actually 2 bedrooms and a den in the main house with 2 baths, and then a studio guest house in the back house with the bathroom as well.
Is that included in the bed bath count?
Bathroom is
Can I do that?
Well, total would be 3 baths, so it's like a hybrid of. And then the lot size is like 8,250 square feet. So
Big
it's a huge lot. It has a really pretty inner front patio, I guess, with bougainvillea. It's just really, really beautiful. So.
Is it that little West Toluca Lake pocket between Vineland, Riverside, and Camarillo?
Yes. Right there.
It's an awesome little pocket. I used to live over there. Yeah.
Next is Angela Bonds, Victory Boulevard property. It's a 3-bedroom, 4-bath. It looks like new construction to me, or newer construction in Van Nuys, 1,930 square feet for $925,000. There's also John Barentine and the Barentine Group on Tilden in West Los Angeles, right? That's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,595 square feet for $1.299. I'm guessing by that equation, it is more original condition, right?
Yeah.
Right? Laura Anderson on Hayworth, we saw this yesterday, I believe. We see this 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,054 square feet for $1,529,000. Hey, Tati, could you mute, please? Whoever that is. Christina Kim, Francisco. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,311 square feet, 1.490. Oh, we saw this last week.
Yes, it's at the Metropolis 2, high ceiling, one of the 3 levels of high ceilings. So we're finally ready to start
Corner
showing.
and
It's,
high
yeah, corner high ceilings. And Metropolis has 3 towers. It's funny, one of the agents, some agent contacted me and said, oh, this is in litigation, and it's not. Tower 1 is in litigation. All 3 towers are separately managed. So Tower 2 is free of litigation.
So the agent called you just to tell you that?
Well, she called me to ask me if she could come visit on Saturday. I told her we have an open house scheduled, but she also iterated that it was in litigation, and I had told her it's not, and she kept on refuting me, and so I had to find out what the hell she had closed on, because she said, well, I just closed a couple months ago. She closed on a $450,000 studio in Tower 1. So I had to educate her a little bit. Nicely.
That must be
Always a fun time.
a question.
Or you could have
I'll
just
take your word for it.
let her
Or
believe what she wanted to believe.
No, because she wanted to bring a buyer for my
it was a
house.
negotiating tactic. Set the stage, right? Or Anderson, 1200 South Corning, that's a 2-bedroom, 1,164 square feet condo for $799,000. And we have some leases. Tiffany Chin, you have a lease on Hayward.
It's a 2-bed, 2-bath. What I love about the kitchen is it's all updated, it opens right into the living room, as you can see there. Super close by to Trader Joe's, Grove, so like the location is ideal. You get 2 parking spaces.
How many units in that building? Is it a big building or?
I want to say like 15 to 17, somewhere around there, or
Nice.
could be totally wrong.
But it's not a condo, it's condo, okay, so your clients own a condo.
Yeah, and it has really high ceilings, so it doesn't feel stuck.
Excellent.
Rent in 2 baths, in unit laundry.
And unit laundry also?
That's a good price.
Yeah,
That area.
good job. Pete has a beautiful listing, or at least listing on Doronda.
Yeah, way up below the Hollywood side. Great views, great open floor plan, no furniture, it's price a little high,
Outdoor space,
but beautiful outdoor space, pool, gourmet kitchen, open kitchen, everything's.
any views?
Yep, downtown views, ocean views. So anyway, we will probably lease it at 11.
So if you have clients who can afford a little less than $12,995 per month, still bring them by, right? Tiffany also has a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on Orange.
It's an upper duplex unit, super spacious, it feels like you're in a house once you're inside.
1,800 square feet.
1,800 square feet formal, and it's a formal dining room, and unit laundry, and it comes with 1 garage parking space.
1,
Plenty of street parking.
or so you say. Income properties, Mr. Flanagan, you want to talk about this 3-unit?
Yes, it's in Prime Marcus, it's just off Inglewood and Washington Boulevard. Triplex. The mix is a 3-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, and a 1-bedroom.
That's good.
And the gameplay here, it's listed for 1.45, but I would say the right buyer would be an owner occupier. And it's the 3-bedroom unit has a huge backyard and everything. That's the side yard.
Any vacancies, or it's all?
No, it's fully occupied, but if anyone, wants to talk to me after, we can figure things out.
You have some ideas.
Yes.
All right, Michael. Thank you, sir. It's a good one. Pocket listings coming soon.
I have a vacant 4-plex in Cypress Park, new construction, 3.6 million.
3.6, what's the scheduled range on it?
Bedrooms are 3 and 4 bedrooms, ranging from 4450 to 5450 on Roseview.
Excellent. Excellent. Anybody else, pocket listings coming soon? Did Marisa, she sent you her?
She put it on the MLS as a coming soon, but there aren't any interior photos. The one on
Oh,
San
yeah, she
Pasquale.
said, I thought she was gonna send Samantha.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the interior photos.
Yeah, I'm dying to see the interior
Yeah.
photos too. I thought she's gonna put it on Friday. I think she's going to.
Yeah, I saw it come on as a coming soon.
235 San Miguel Road in Pasadena.
Yeah.
5 bedrooms, 7 baths, 4,057 square feet. List price is 3,855.
3855. But she didn't send any pictures?
She did. Didn't make it.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Also, Eileen isn't here, but I wanted to make a clarification on her listing from last week. Apparently, you are allowed to do the Airbnb on hers. She has paperwork for it from the city, so don't shy away from that. And I know she's not here, so I just wanted to mention that in the meeting.
Are
Yeah,
they just
I'm not
not issuing new permits?
They're not, I think that's what it's. coming down to.
Possibly, that's what it is.
They're not issuing new permits.
So don't shy away simply because of that from her listing, because apparently it's on the up and up, so you're allowed to still do that.
In Palm Springs?
In Palm Springs, sorry.
Could you send out Maurice's, coming soon to everybody so they have it? All right. Okay. And, did I get through all the,
Yeah.
bucket listings, right?
Yeah.
Okay, once needs, fill the bucket. Come on, Tracy.
I have a fill the bucket for Toya,
Toya.
because her Instagram page lately has just been making me so happy. She went to South Africa, and one of the pictures that she posted was her walking with some white lions. You guys need to follow her. Her content is great anyway, but this South African trip was everything. So I'm saying thank you for posting such wonderful content.
No.
Yeah.
She signed on to the morning show
Yes.
from South Africa.
Wow, dedication.
Yes.
And I accidentally called you while you were in South Africa, so I apologize for that.
You want to share any little tidbit about your experience?
It was amazing. Though Cape Town reminds me a lot of California, because the mountains meet the ocean and the weather is kind of similar. And then I always say that when you can travel to one place, always try to go to another place. So I stamped my passport in Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Turkey on the way.
All right.
Very cool.
Excellent. Excellent. Come on. Rachel has a fill the
I
bucket.
do a fill the bucket. I want to fill the bucket for Star because she's back there. Tiffany was in Asia for a couple weeks and we were very thin and very spread very, very thin. And Star was able to step in and really help us with an open house that was kind of a pain in the ass. So I just wanted to say thank you for all of your help. And you're always there when we need you. It's really nice.
Come on.
On that note, I would like to fill the bucket for Rachel, Beatrice, and Star, and Diane's not here. Every time I leave on vacation, I can do so in peace because I know that it will hold down the fort. And Diane and Star always remind me that I can call them and get extra help too, which is a real benefit, I would say.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
That's what I would,
Been
for
around
sure.
for too long.
And it's, the idea of vacation is to relax, is to change your perspective, is to, is to recharge, right? And if you're worried about your business the whole time, or you're doing business the whole time, it kind of negates the whole purpose of it, right? And so having a support system, having leverage, and the importance of taking a vacation is really good.
That being said, if you have no business, take a vacation because everyone who ever wanted you calls you while you're boarding the plane.
Or go to a convention, that works too.
So book a trip and you will.
Excellent. Anyone else fill the bucket once a week?
I got one to ask, if you have a duplex, anything west of Fairfax, it could be 50% vacant, it's not for a developer, for owner occupied. If you want to live in one unit, it's okay for a tenant to be in place in the other unit, anything west of Fairfax.
West of Fairfax. All right, excellent. Tracy and I, this month's mixer.
We were the
was
mixer.
amazing, so amazing that we're gonna go back for more. The hike was beautiful.
Friday, was it Friday? Or
Was that?
Three people.
Three people, yeah. Yeah, it's a good
Don't
hike.
shoot.
It didn't, and both of us hit the muscle move that we were trying to hit on that climb up back up the hill. I think I'm gonna do it again this weekend.
I am.
Gonna make it a Saturday morning thing for myself because it's a really, and welcome to join. You like it?
This weekend
But,
was so beautiful.
we were perfectly happy with being just the two of us. So impromptu, buddy moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for making that all possible.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Anyone else? Anybody? Okay. Samantha, are we just sliding right into homes.com or?